comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh. What's up, guys? It's MD Shady back at it again with another great video for you guys today. Today will be a which is better between San Diego Comic-Con 2021 and San Diego Comic-Con 2022. So let's check it out. San Diego Comic-Con 2021 has the special edition pops as well as the FunKon pops. And then we have, obviously, just the newly announced pops for San Diego Comic-Con 2022. So let's get right into it. There are some different categories, like always. So those categories are ad icons, animation, DC Comics, Disney, games, Marvel, Star Wars, television, and miscellaneous. So I guess we will start with the ad icons. So in 2021, there was some cool ad icons. Jackbox in the tracksuit, I do own that pop, that's pretty cool. The Smaxy the Seal, I also own that pop. The movie's mascot, I don't own that yet, but that's one that I definitely want to get my hands on. I just haven't really got around to it. The Drummer McNugget, which I do own that as well. The Toucans, that were like the robots, and then there was like the wooden kind of tiki version looking one. And then with 2022, we have two really cool toucans, but that's it. Guitarist toucan, which is pretty sweet. He's got his foot up on the box, which is like the logo for San Diego Comic-Con, which I think looks pretty sweet. As well as the pirate toucan, which I also think this looks cool, but this one's pretty clear. 2021 definitely gets the point for ad icons by like a landslide. Now we're moving on to the second category, which is animation. So in 2021, Danger Mouse, which was pretty cool, Fat Gum, and the Gang Orca from My Hero Academia, those were awesome looking pops as well. And Demongo, which I do own, it's hanging around somewhere right now, I don't know exactly where, but I do own that pop. And then in 2022, Enmu from Demon Slayer, which is a really cool looking pop. Chocho, I believe her name is, from Boruto, which is a decent looking pop. Gran Torino from My Hero Academia, which is an awesome looking pop. I really like the look of this pop. Driving Exam Goku, that's an okay pop. I do really enjoy how they did the kind of facial expression with having the eyelids looking like they're closed, like he's kind of laughing or kind of excited. So that's a pretty neat pop. And then there's a couple more that I'm not going to really mention because I don't really care too much about them. I think I have to give last year the point, so 2021 does get the point because the Gang Orca and the Fat Gum were awesome. I also own the Demongo, whereas with the pops from 2022, there's none that I'm really super interested in for animation. Moving on to DC Comics, in 2021 there was actually quite a few different DC Comics pops. We have the Batman with the Scythe. That was a pretty sweet looking pop. White Lantern Sinestro, which is an awesome looking pop. I really enjoy that one. Oh god, what are they called? The DC like Warriors. The Black and White Superman and Wonder Woman, as well as the Metallic Flash. And then in 2022, there was actually only two pops, those being the Starfire, which is an awesome looking pop. I really like how this looks. I love the flame base. I love the way that the colors pop, especially with those green eyes. And then we also have the pop ride of the Penguin on the Duck Ride, which is also a really sweet looking pop. Although 2021 did have a lot of pops for DC, it's a lot of ones that I don't really care too much about, whereas the two pops that we did get this year are both pretty banger pops, so I think that 2022 has to get the point for DC. The next category is Disney, and in 2021, Blacklight White Rabbit, that's an awesome pop that I do own. I love the Blacklight Alice in Wonderland pop, so when this got announced, I was super pumped for that. The Walrus from Alice in Wonderland, that's a pretty cool looking pop. The Wardrobe from Beauty and the Beast, that's something so unique that we haven't really seen in like a pop variation before, like something like that, a character quite like that. I think it turned out very well. Kronk, which is awesome. I really enjoy that. I do own that pop. The Rocketeer was pretty sweet as well. And then we have the Three Musketeers version of Mickey Mouse, which is a decent pop overall as well. And then in 2022, we have Bambi with the Butterfly, which is actually a pretty cool looking pop. It's kind of refreshing to see a pop of Bambi rather than just seeing another Stitch or seeing just a lot of Disney pops that we see quite frequently. So I think this is another one that is kind of a landslide. The point has to go to 2021. Two pops that I own out of there with the White Rabbit and the Kronk, which I love those pops. They're two of my favorite pops right now for being fresh into my collection. The Bambi is cool for 2022, but just one pop is not enough to cut it when there's a lot of really awesome pops for Disney last year. The next category we have is games. So in 2021, we had the Crash Bandicoot with the masked armor, I believe it was called, and that's a pretty sweet looking pop, especially when you take it out of the box and look at the back. Xanathar from Dungeons & Dragons, and this pop is sweet as well. And then we have two Pokemon pops with the Bulbasaur as well as the Squirtle being Diamond Collection, which not a huge fan of Diamond Collection. I get the appeal for some people, but it's not my thing. And I don't know, Pokemon pops for cons are always kind of a toss-up for me. And then in 2022, the Metallic Charmander. I don't want to hate too much on this pop because I do think it looks kind of cool, and I could see the appeal why people would definitely like this pop. And then we have the first appearance Supersonic, which is an awesome looking pop. I love the way that he's kind of like levitating, and it's supersonic, which is sweet, and it's glow in the dark. That is an awesome pop. This is a tough one. There's double the amount of pops for 2021, but I think 2022 has to get the point. I like the Charmander better than I like Bulbasaur and Squirtle. That kind of makes me lean that way. I do like Crash Bandicoot, but I also do like Sonic, so I don't know. I think I like the Sonic a little bit better, and Xanathar is also cool as well. 2022 gets the point. Now we're moving on to Marvel, and there's a decent selection of pops here. We have the 10-inch Galactus that has kind of like an artist series one where he's got like the galaxy all over him, obviously, and that's pretty sweet. I really enjoy that pop. There's the Falcon, that's pretty cool. Blade as well, I do own that pop. I think that that's an awesome variation of Blade. Capwolf, which is an awesome looking pop. I loved seeing it in person for the first time because it's just a really cool looking pop of a character that I don't really see or ever hear of in Marvel. As well as the die-cast Captain America, which die-cast pops are awesome. I like how a lot of the times they're for cons. That makes sense to me. And then in 2022, some of the highlights we have here, 10-inch Miss Minutes, which is a pretty sweet looking pop. It's glow in the dark, which I don't really think it needs to be glow in the dark. Silk, which is an awesome Marvel pop. I really enjoy the way that she's on that base like that. I think that that's an awesome character, and I believe that this is probably Silk's first Funko Pop. I don't remember ever seeing another one. America Chavez is an awesome looking pop as well. I like how you have the star behind her. I think that that's great. The Scarlet Scarab, this is an awesome looking pop. I think that it makes perfect sense for this to be a con pop, and it is just a really cool looking pop. So now I have to pick who gets the point, and this is a tough one because there's definitely some cool Marvel pops from each year. I think I have to give the point to 2021 though. There's just something about that Galactus that I really enjoy. Now the next category we have is Star Wars. So in 2021, there was only two pops for San Diego Comic-Con, and that was the Jakku version of Rey, which is a pretty sweet pop. I like how it looks. Imperial Super Commando, which this is an okay pop. It's for Star Wars Rebels. I know a lot of people aren't like huge fans of Rebels, though it was a good show. So this pop I couldn't see selling very well. I'm not sure exactly how it did, and I don't remember even seeing this in person ever. And then in 2022, we had the Purge Trooper. Pretty sweet. I kind of like how this looks. I did think we were going to get different Obi-Wan pops, so this was kind of a letdown, but it is a cool pop. Cassian Andor. There's nothing real special going on with this pop, but I do think that it's cool to kind of get a first look at an Andor pop, especially with it being a con pop. Chrysantin or Chrysantin, however it's spelled, this is an awesome pop. I love that it's flocked. There's a lot of really cool details. I love how his mouth is showing. He looks very menacing. This is a great Wookiee pop, and I think a lot of people have been wanting to see this pop, and now we finally have it, and it's flocked, so that's awesome. So I definitely think that 2022 has to get the point for Star Wars because I love that pop that we just talked about, and I don't know, I think that these three pops are better than the two pops from last year. So yeah, they definitely get the point with 2022. The next category we have is television, and there's some decent pops for 2021, that's for sure. Filibuster Leslie, which is a cool looking pop. It's a decent con exclusive for Parks and Rec, that's for sure. Black Noir from The Boys. This pop I wasn't a huge fan of because it is just a character that's whole attire is just black. You can't really see the detail very well from, like, let's say afar. Stanley Hudson from The Office in the like samurai outfit, and this is a pretty cool variant of Stanley Hudson, and this makes sense to be a con pop. Belly Dancer Homer from The Simpsons. I enjoy this pop a lot. I have a ton of Simpsons pops, as you guys can probably see beside me, and I do own this pop as well. I think that this is a cool variant of Homer, and again, is another pop that makes sense to be a con exclusive. And then in 2022, we had Jeremy Jam from Parks and Rec, and that's a pretty sweet looking pop. I definitely seen some good hype on Funko's social media platforms, so that's always good. Hugsy the Penguin from Friends, which is so cool. I never would have thought that a character, I guess you could say, like this would be made into a pop. It's a character that some people may forget about, especially if you're not like a mega fan of Friends. Peacemaker throwing up the peace sign, and this is okay. I don't think this was really needed for a con pop, and we've seen a lot of different variations of Peacemaker already. The young He-Doll from Squid Game. This is pretty sweet. We were assuming we'd probably see this eventually. Ted Lasso, and this is a decent pop. I think it definitely looks like the actor who plays Ted Lasso. And then lastly, we have the Demogorgon with the Loungefly bag, the kind of pop and bag bundle. This was kind of a letdown. I wanted to see a different Stranger Things pop from, let's say, the newest season that just came out, or even a character that we haven't seen in pop form from previous seasons. So comparing 2021 and 2022 for television, I think 2022 gets the point. If, let's say, the Simpsons pop for television last year was a character that we haven't seen a variation of, I think that maybe then 2021 would have got the point. And then lastly, we have Miscellaneous. So in 2021, Anthony and Joseph Russo, which was a pretty cool looking 2-pack for the director's lineup. We had some G.I. Joe pops, we had some Masters of the Universe pops, we also seen some Tokidoki stuff, which is always exciting, Transformers, also these Pop Asia pops. I really like the way that these pops look. The Harry Potter on his broomstick, that's a pretty cool looking pop, definitely not one of my favorite Harry Potter pops, but it is decent. And then there's also TDK from the Suicide Squad, and this was an interesting pop as well because he has his arm removed and he's kind of holding it in his hand. That's just interesting. You never really see something like that on a Funko Pop. And then in 2022, we now have the digital stand from South Park, which is glow in the dark. This is a decent variation of a South Park pop, and it is glow in the dark, which is cool, but unfortunately it is blue, so knowing the history of blue with glow in the dark, it probably won't glow very great. Leonardo as the Blue Ranger and Donatello as the Black Ranger, and these are some of my favorite announcements that I've seen. These are just so cool. I love Power Rangers, I love TMNT, so seeing them both together in pop form is just so sweet. The metallic He-Man that is exclusive to Toy Tokyo, and I'm not a huge fan of this pop. I don't really like how the metallic looks on it, but other than that, it's not too bad, I guess. And then there's another G.I. Joe pop, as well as a Transformer, but it is a 10-inch Transformer, which is awesome. This thing has a ton of detail. So now comparing 2021 with 2022 and who gets the point, there was definitely a lot of different pops for 2021 for this miscellaneous category that we put together, but it's a lot of stuff that I don't think I would like to have in my collection exact. With 2022, we have a South Park pop. I collect South Park pops, as well as the TMNT and Power Rangers crossover pops, which are just amazing. I love those so much, so 2022 definitely gets the point for Miscellaneous. 2022 does take the win, which is surprising because when all these pops got announced, I didn't really think, I thought the con was kind of lackluster and that there wasn't a lot of really great stuff. There wasn't anything that was just super crazy, but it just wasn't a bad con for both years. So I guess I do like 2022 better, so I guess they win. So that's all the time I have for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked it, and if you did, don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and hit that little notification bell to be notified when future content like this video gets released. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Peace in, peace out.
Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.